Hello all. What we'll be doing in today's lecture is we'll be continuing with the concept of merger. First, we'll be revising the conceptual idea that we have done in lecture number 1 and lecture number 2. We'll be revising also some of the formulas, and then we'll be going to some of the questions of ICAI. So let us go to first the concept that we have learned, and then we'll be going to formula. Alright. So shareholders' objective, which shareholders, a purchasing company as well as selling companies, shareholders' objective is earnings or EPS. In this scenario, we have taken in last lecture n numbers of questions, and I am summarizing all that questions. First is exchange ratio is based upon EPS. This is first point. And synergic gain is 0. In that case, total gain will be 0. Gain of purchasing company will be 0. The gain of purchasing company is shareholders. Gain of selling companies, the shareholders will be 0. Because there is no synergic gain. Why both the companies will be having 0? Because even exchange ratio is based upon EPS. Is it all right? Number 2. If exchange ratio, see, it can be based upon EPS or it can be greater than this first point, or exchange ratio can be less than this first point. Is it all right? And synergic gain is 0. In this case, believe me, as a synergic gain in terms of earnings is 0, when you will find out the total gain of merger, it will be 0. But as the exchange ratio is not based upon EPS, there will be change in gain and loss of purchasing company and selling company shareholders. Now, if exchange ratio is higher, believe me, selling company, if exchange ratio is higher, that is in number 1, sorry, then selling companies, the shareholders will be having a positive answer, and purchasing companies, the shareholders will be having negative answer. But in the second case, if exchange ratio is less than this first point, it is not exchange ratio less than 1, it is first point, sorry, then selling companies, the shareholders will be at loss, and purchasing companies, the shareholders will be profit. But the net answer, total profit, will be 0. In third point, if exchange ratio is anything and synergic gain is, say, X rupees in terms of earnings, synergic gain is given normally in the terms of earnings, then your total gain will be is equal to synergic gain, which is nothing but X rupees. Is it not? Sir, what will happen to selling company and purchasing companies, the shareholders? It depends. The ratio of profit distributed, or one company will be earning more profit and another company might be earning loss. Total profit will be this. Is it correct? This depends upon negotiation. The ratio of profit which is shared between purchasing company and selling company based upon negotiations. So this was, we have taken all the questions, we have solved all the questions, and we have understood it logically. Understand, once the concept is understood logically, just to put it on the paper so that it can be recalled easily is not termed as mugging up. And even if it is termed as mugging up, believe me, it is not bad. Is it alright? Because we have done all this logically. Whatever we have learned over here, we have already done some questions. We have taken some practical questions in the classroom, and then we have solved all the questions and we have proved all this thing. The concept becomes somewhat difficult when objective of the shareholders is market value. This also we have done all types of questions. Let me divide it into two parts. Excuse me. When synergic gain is rupees 0 and when synergic gain is equal to rupees X. Rupees X in terms of earnings. If synergic gain is 0, then there can be two situations in terms of market value. What can be two situations? If PE ratio of purchasing company remains same. If PE ratio of purchasing company decreases. We have not taken a situation where PE ratio of purchasing company increases. But believe me, if you logically understand this, this will not be a difficult point. PE ratio purchasing company remains same. Sir, then synergic gain in this case is 0. So total gain will be is equal to 0 because the synergic gain is 0. The answer is no. Total gain will be equal to selling company's earnings multiplied by difference in PE ratio of selling company and purchasing company. We have learned this. What is the profit because of merger is when a purchasing company's PE ratio is higher and selling company's PE ratio is lower, the selling company's earnings now will be multiplied with purchasing company's PE ratio. So there will be a profit and this will be a profit. Sorry. And PE ratio of the company is remaining same. So purchasing company's PE ratio is not affected. If PE ratio of purchasing company decreases, try to understand what will be total gain. Then total gain will be is equal to, first gain remains same, selling company's earnings multiplied by difference in PE ratio. The answer will be in positive. Purchasing company's earnings. Now see, suppose if previous PE ratio was 10 and now it has become 9. The company's existing earnings was first multiplied by 10. Now it is multiplied by 9. Difference in PE ratio, and believe me, this will be loss of merger. Again, what is the synergic gain? Synergic gain is 0. So nothing will be multiplied. Difference of this will be nothing but a total gain. Sorry. If a synergic gain is X rupees, in this case also, if PE ratio remains the same or PE ratio decreases of purchasing company, sorry, I am finding out the total gain. What will be total gain? Selling company's earnings multiplied by difference in PE ratio. This will be a positive answer. Purchasing company's earnings, no, because purchasing company's earnings PE ratio is remaining same. But now there is a synergic gain. So synergic gain, but it is in form of earnings multiplied by new PE ratio. This will be positive and this will be total gain. If PE ratio decreases, what will be total gain? One is same, selling company's earnings multiplied by difference in PE ratio. This answer will be positive. Number 2, purchasing company PE ratio is decreasing. Purchasing company's earnings multiplied by difference in PE ratio, this answer will be negative. synergic gain multiplied by new PE ratio. This answer will be positive and this will be total gain. Alright. So if you are having these two charts in your mind, believe me, the conceptual clarity will be easy. The only point is this chart should be mugged up, but also understood logically. You should be absolutely comfortable if I ask at any point of time why. You should be absolutely clear with it. If it is clear, this is nothing but whatever we have learned up till now. Let us also revise some of the formulas. We normally denote a purchasing company as 1 and selling company as a 2, whereby EPS is earnings divided by number of shares. EPS 1-2 is nothing but earnings of company 1 plus earnings of company 2 plus synergic gain in form of earnings upon N1, that is existing shares, plus N2 into exchange ratio is nothing but shares given to selling companies, the shareholders. MPS, normally MPS can be found out by EPS multiplied by PE ratio, where also PE ratio is equal to MPS divided by EPS. So MPS 1-2 is a PE ratio 1-2 multiplied by EPS 1-2. We have also learned some of the concept of PE ratio, exchange ratio. Exchange ratio is whatever selling companies the shareholder is getting divided by whatever they were having. If exchange ratio is based upon market price, it is a selling company's MPS divided by purchasing company's MPS. And if exchange ratio is based upon EPS, then it is selling company's EPS divided by purchasing company EPS will be nothing but exchange ratio. Also, understanding of exchange ratio, if exchange ratio is 0.80, that means the selling companies, the shareholders will be getting 0.80 shares for every shares held in selling company. The shares that they are getting are of purchasing company. These are all the formulas that we have learned up till now. Let us go to some of the questions of ICAI that we will be solving. B Limited is highly successful company and wishes to expand by acquiring other firms. Its expected high growth in earning and dividends is reflected in PE ratio of 17. So B Limited PE ratio is 17. The board of directors of B Limited has been advised that, now this advice I want all of you to understand, has been advised that if it were to take over firms with a lower PE ratio than its own, using a share for share exchange, then it could increase its reported earning per share. C Limited has been suggested as a possible target. So C Limited PE ratio is 10. There are 1 lakh shares in issue with a share price of rupees 15, that is MPS. B Limited has 5 lakh shares in issue with a share price of rupees 12. Calculate the change in EPS of B Limited if it acquires the whole of C Limited by issuing shares at its market price of rupees 12. Assume the price of B Limited shares remains constant. Alright, I want this idea. The board of directors of B Limited has been advised. Believe me, this is less important in your examination, this statement. More important in practical life or interview or wherever you are going in practical life. Has been advised that if they take over the firms with a lower PE ratio than its own, then it will be benefited. I want one student to explain me this. Why B Limited board of directors are discussing this, that we should be taking over some firms with lower PE ratio. What is the loss in taking the firms having higher PE ratio? Any student who can give me answer? You should try it out. Sachin. Mac.
Less number of shares will have to be issued.
If the target company is having lower PE ratio, yes, your answer is correct. But what is an exact idea? Why a company purchasing should purchase a company with a lower PE ratio? Because of this. Say this. What is difference in PE ratio? New PE ratio minus old PE ratio. And believe me, this is total gain. It is not only gain of selling company shareholders. It is total gain which will be distributed between two companies. So selling company's earnings, first it was multiplied by 5, now it is multiplied by 17. Then there will be a huge benefit totally, and that can be distributed by both the shareholders. But if say previously the PE ratio was 20 and now it is becoming 17, there will be synergic loss because of merger if you are taking over a company with which is having an higher PE ratio. Is it alright? So they will be always purchasing this with the share price of ₹10. Calculate the changes in earning per share of B Limited. See, what we need to calculate when you are writing down answer in your institute's exam, you should concentrate on questions. Calculate the change in EPS of B Limited. This is our question. If it acquires the whole of C Limited by issuing shares at its market price of ₹12, assume the price of B Limited shares remains constant. But you need to just find out change in EPS. Is it alright? So, B Limited is purchasing company. And C Limited is selling company. Let me write down all the details. B Limited, PE ratio is 17. Board of Directors B Limited using exchange takeover, PE ratio of 10. This is 1, right? 1 lakh shares in issue and 2 is equal to issue with a share price of ₹50. So MPS is ₹50. B Limited has 5 lakh shares in issue. B Limited and 1 is 5 lakhs. With a share price of ₹12. MPS 1 is ₹12. MPS 2 is ₹50. Calculate the change in EPS of B Limited if it acquires whole of C Limited by issuing shares at its market price of ₹12. What is market price of purchasing company? ₹12. So when it gives the shares, it will be giving a share of 12 rupees. Assume the price of B Limited remains constant. Try to concentrate. This line gives you an hint that exchange ratio is based upon market price. Sir, but they are asking question of EPS 1-2. Agreed. But still, they are telling you that exchange ratio is based upon market price. Not a perfectly drafted statement, but whenever some hint is given, you will have to interpret it and you will have to understand whether it is based upon market price or earnings. Please concentrate. If nothing is given, the exchange ratio is based upon market price. If nothing is given, most logical exchange ratio is based upon MPS. So unless and otherwise given, you should take exchange ratio based upon MPS. Alright. So the exchange ratio is based upon MPS. I think I can easily find out exchange ratio. Exchange ratio based upon MPS is a selling company's MPS divided by purchasing company's MPS. Selling company's MPS is 15 divided by 12. It is 1.25. Is exchange ratio. Let's start. You need to find out a change in EPS of B Limited. Is it alright? Let me write down B Limited EPS before and after. What is before EPS of B Limited? I don't know. It is not given, but I can easily find out. Is it alright? PE ratio 1 is equal to MPS 1 divided by EPS 1. PE ratio is given is 17. MPS given is 12. EPS you can easily find out. So EPS will be 12 divided by 17. It is 0.70588. B Limited EPS before merger is 0.70588. Now, what will be EPS after merger? They are telling me to find out EPS 1-2 is nothing but earnings of company 1 plus earnings of company 2 plus synergic gain not given, so I'll be taking it as 0 divided by N1 plus N2 into exchange ratio. Sir, what is earnings of company 1? I don't know. Sorry. But you are having EPS? Yes. You are having number of shares? Yes. You can always find out total earnings of company 1. Company 1 earnings will be 5 lakh multiplied by 0.70588. It is 5 lakhs multiplied by 0.70588. It is 3,52,940. 3,52,940. 3,52,940 plus earnings of company 2. I'll have to find out from this data first EPS. Is it alright? What is EPS of this company? PE ratio is 10. 10 is equal to MPS divided by EPS. So EPS will be 15 divided by 10 is 1.5 of selling company. How many total number of shares are there? 1 lakh. So earnings of company 2 will be 1 lakh. That is number of shares multiplied by earning per share. That is 1.5. This is 1,50,000. So earnings of company 2 will be 1,50,000 plus synergic gain is 0. N1 is 5 lakhs. N2 is 1 lakh. Multiplied by exchange ratio is 1.25. This will be 3,52,940, 3,52,940 plus 1,50,000 is a 5,02,940, 5,02,940. This is 1,25,000, 6,25,000. New EPS 1-2 will be 5,02,940 divided by 6,25,000. It is 0.8047. 0.8047. So what is after EPS? After merger EPS 0.8047. What is difference in EPS Now there is no use of finding out a difference in EPS, but for purchasing company shareholders, this will be profit per share because they will be holding same number of shares. Sorry. It is 0.70588 minus 0.8047. It is 0.09882. Gain. Sorry. Sir, why this gain and how this gain is important? Because this is not total gain. It is a per share gain. Is it alright? This is difference in earning per share. Is it alright? Difference in earning per share. Is it alright? Sir, it is not, this is the end of the question. This is the end of the question. Calculate the change in earning per share of B Limited. It will give you 8 marks. Simple formulas and direct answer. Difference in change in EPS. Alright. Believe me, if you want to have gain of shareholders of purchasing company, how many purchasing company shareholders were there? 5 lakhs. In form of earnings. What is gain per share? You can directly do this. 0.098882. And this will be your answer. 5 lakh multiplied by 0.09882 will be is equal to 49,410. 49,410. Let's start it. I am finding out gain of shareholders of a selling company. I have already found out gain of shareholders of purchasing company. Now I am finding out gain of shareholders of selling company. Is it alright? Believe me, it will not be this. How many number of shares are there? 1 lakh. Multiplied by 0.09882. I don't want exactly what will be the answer. I want this. Whether this is correct or not, I have told you no. I want answer of why. Any student can give me answer. Why this cannot be gain of shareholders of selling company?
Exchange ratio. We need to multiply it with exchange ratio.
You need to multiply it with exchange ratio. Or this is difference of EPS of purchasing company. Say this is difference of EPS of B Limited. We are talking about shareholders of selling company. You cannot directly multiply this. So this answer is incorrect. Is it alright? Sir, we have never done this. Prove that this answer is correct. I'll prove it for you. Is it alright? Based upon earnings, what was earnings before merger? This is how we were solving it. What was earnings before merger of shareholders of purchasing company? 5 lakh multiplied by EPS of 1. It is 0.70588. This was before. What will be after? 5 lakhs. Number of shares of purchasing company shareholders remain same. Is it alright? Multiplied by, what is the new earnings? 0.8047. I think you clearly understand this. So 5 lakh can be taken as common. Multiplied by difference between this two is 0.09882. After figure is higher, so this is ultimately gain, which is nothing but 49,410. Is it alright? This is the way in which I have done all the questions. Is it alright? But you need to understand even this point. If you find out per share and for purchasing company, if you directly multiply this, you will be getting benefit of purchasing companies, the shareholders. Mac, you were telling something to find out this. Can you find out gain of shareholders of selling company with shortcut? I don't want the calculation which we were doing.
Yes, the shares that the shareholders of selling company are getting, that is 1,25,000. 1 lakh into 1.25.
1.25
into the current EPS.
Into current
EPS minus the EPS that the shareholders of selling company were earning.
Current EPS minus
the EPS that the shareholders of selling company were earning. You want gain, correct, sir?
Yes, I want gain.
Yes, then 0.8047.
It is 0.8047.
No, I don't think.
Alright, let me go over here and we will be drafting this. Alright, I'm not writing it. We will be doing it logically. Let us all combine together and draft this. How this can be found out, and we will be generating one new concept. Is it alright? In form of earnings, what was before of shareholders of selling company? They were earning 1 lakh rupees. Is it alright? Multiplied by 0. They were earning EPS different. EPS was 1.5. So they were earning 1.5. What is the answer? 1 lakh into 1.5 is 1,50,000. What is after earnings? After merger earnings, it is 1 lakh, but they no longer hold 1 lakh shares. They hold 1 lakh multiplied by 1.25. That is exchange ratio. Multiplied by, what is the new EPS? 0.8047. 0.8047. Since last 7-8 questions we are doing this, so you should be comfortable with this, right? This is now what a selling company shareholders is having, number of shares multiplied by this is value of shares. Sorry. Let me find out. It is 1 lakh into 1.25 into 0.8047. It is 1 lakh 587. 88. 1 lakh 588. Start. And difference is something 49,000. 49,412 is gain. Please concentrate on drafting this. Let me rewrite this. 1 lakh into 1.5. We are doing this. This is a loss. This cannot be a loss. No, this can be a loss. Because EPS of merged companies.
That is exactly the same gain. Net profit is 0.
Yes, alright. Net profit will be 0 because synergic gain is 0. And this concept is based upon earnings. I agree. But there will be a loss. Is it alright? Because of this earnings. Alright. But this is 1 lakh into 1.5. What is actually done is, it is this minus this, right? So it is 1 lakh into 1.25 into 1.25 into 0.8047, 0.8047 minus 1 lakh into old EPS 1.5. Sorry. And I am getting this answer 49,000 410. This will be also 49,410 or 12 rupees. It does not make any difference. See, try to understand. I am making a shortcut of this. 1 lakh I am taking common. Start it. This will be there with blue color pen, which is 1.25 into 0.8047 minus 1.5. So this figure minus this figure multiplied by 1 lakh, that is number of shares they are holding, is nothing but 49,410. Whether you find out by this method or this method, it is a same answer. That's correct. Alright, try to understand this logically. 1 lakh is number of shares. My new EPS is 0.8047. But I am getting 1.25 shares for every 1 share held. So instead of 1 lakh, I will be getting base of 1,25,000. That is, this EPS I will be getting 1,25,000. But my original shares were 1.5. That is, my original EPS was 1.5. So 1.5 will be deducted from this. And if you will find out answer in your calculator, it is same. It is same as this. I have just mathematically reduced the formula. I am talking about this. Try to concentrate. This particular portion. What is that portion? 1.25 multiplied by EPS 12. 1.25 multiplied by EPS 12. What is 1.25? Exchange ratio, sorry, multiplied by EPS 12 is equal to, I am giving name to it, equivalent EPS for selling company's shareholders. It is equivalent EPS of purchasing company, but for selling company's shareholders. There is one question asked up till now which was asking you this. What is equivalent EPS of selling company's shareholders? Alright, I will tell you what is equivalent EPS of purchasing company's shareholders. Purchasing company's new EPS is 0.8047. See, they were previously also holding 1 share. Now also they are holding 1 share. Exchange ratio is 1. Alright. For purchasing company shareholders, so 1 should not be multiplied. So equivalent EPS of purchasing company shareholders is EPS 12. But equivalent EPS for selling companies shareholders, equivalent EPS for selling company shareholders after merger is exchange ratio into EPS 12. Is it alright? Exchange ratio into EPS 12. Is it alright? Let me get some space and explain you this. Try to concentrate. Equivalent EPS of purchasing company is equal to EPS 12 because they hold same number of shares after merger. Sorry. For selling company, equivalent EPS is EPS 12. Of course, they are getting this EPS because now they are becoming shareholders of new company. But they have not been issued equivalent number of shares. They are issued multiplied by exchange ratio. Sorry. I am finding out in our answer. It is 1.25 into 0.8047. 1.25 into 0.8047. It is 1.0058. 1.0058. It is 1.0058. Correct. So EPS of purchasing company or equivalent EPS of purchasing company is very easy. For selling company, in our question, it is 1.0058. Can any student dare to explain me this? 1.0058. Meaning of this, equivalent EPS of selling company is a shareholder. Stuti, you can try.
Yes, sir. Just a minute. I am thinking.
Yes. I want logical answer of this. What is the meaning of equivalent EPS for selling company? Never mind if your answer is incorrect. Huh? Tell me. Any other student can also tell me.
This 1.0058 is now comparable with 1.25. Earlier with 1 lakh share of ours, we would be earning 1.5 EPS. Now with 1,25,000 share, our EPS has decreased because we have merged with the purchasing company.
Exactly. Is it alright? Try to understand what is happening. If I want to find out loss of selling company, this was my answer, right? Because here the base was 1 lakh, here the base was 1,25,000. That was not a problem in purchasing company. Why? Base was 5 lakhs, base was 5 lakhs. Is it alright? So this EPS can directly compare with this EPS. But this EPS 1.5 cannot be directly compared with 0.8047 because of this 1.25. Sorry. Now Mac answer is absolutely correct. Now I can compare it. How I can compare it? Try to concentrate. What were number of shares I was holding? I was selling company shareholders 1 lakh. What is my new EPS? 0.80 something. No. I will be taking equivalent EPS instead of EPS 1.2. What is equivalent EPS? 1.0058. What was my old EPS? What was my old EPS, Mac? You just spoke. It is 1.5. Sure, 1.5?
Yes.
Then, what is my loss? 1.0058 minus 1.5 multiplied by directly 1 lakh. It is minus 49,420. Minus 49,420. Sorry. Try to concentrate. New versus old. If I want to compare new EPS, sir, I should take EPS 1.2. No. Why? Because this is selling company and selling company are not having same number of shares. Is it alright? So equivalent EPS, as rightly said by Mehak, can be directly compared with old EPS multiplied by number of shares. You will be directly getting profit or loss. If you are having EPS 1.2, of course they are getting shares of new company. So you should do EPS 1.2. But there is an exchange ratio involved. So you cannot directly compare your EPS 1.2. Here this can be done. Is it alright? Here it is easily visible. Is it alright? Here it is 5 lakh common. This difference will be this answer. Here 1 lakh cannot be taken as common. And if you take 1 lakh common, you should compare 1.5 with this. If you want to take 1 lakh common, you should compare 1.5 with 1.25 into this. And this particular thing is nothing but equivalent EPS. Is it all? So if you are comparing EPS of a selling company shareholders, EPS, not total earnings. If you are comparing EPS of selling company shareholders, then it is equivalent EPS, which should be compared with old EPS. Then you will be getting a correct profit or loss of selling company's shareholders. Of course, this was not asked in this particular question. I am just explaining you what is the meaning of equivalent EPS. Let me go to 7.1.2. Cauliflower Limited is contemplating acquisition of Cabbage Limited. Cauliflower, let me write down CF. Cauliflower and Cabbage, let me write down CAB. Cauliflower Limited has a 5 lakh shares. N1 is equal to 5 lakhs. Having market value of 40 per share. MPS1 is equal to 40. While Cabbage Limited has 3 lakh shares. N2 is equal to 3 lakhs. Having market value of 25. MPS2 is equal to 25. The EPS of Cabbage Limited. First they have given of Cabbage Limited. And Cauliflower Limited is 3. So EPS 2 is 3 per share and 5 per share. Second name was Cauliflower. So EPS 1 is rupees 5. Don't just write down as it is given 3 and 5. Don't write down 3 over here and 5 over here. The management of both the companies are discussing two alternatives for exchange of shares as follows. Let me go to first alternative. This is second alternative. I'll go it afterwards. But what is required? Calculate the EPS after merger under both the alternatives. Show the impact on EPS for the shareholders of two companies under both the alternatives. Sorry. So first, if exchange of shares in the proportion of relative EPS of two companies, I am going to alternative 1. Exchange ratio is based upon not MPS but EPS. It is EPS of selling company divided by EPS of purchasing company. What is EPS of selling company? 3 divided by 5. It is 0.6. Will be exchange ratio. Calculate EPS after merger. Under both the alternatives, second alternative will be my second question. EPS after merger. I normally do this. I directly find out the answer. What they are asking me, EPS 1 2 under alternative number 1. It is earnings of company 1 plus earnings of company 2 plus synergic gain not given, so it will be taken as 0. N1 plus N2 into exchange ratio. Each and every data I am having. Earnings of company 1 will be 5 into 5 lakhs. 5 into 5 lakhs. Let me find out over here itself. Earnings of company 1 will be 5 into 5 lakhs is 25 lakhs. Earnings of company 2 will be 3 into 3 lakhs will be 9 lakhs. So 25 lakhs plus 9 lakhs. Let me write down for it. 25 lakhs plus 9 lakhs divided by N1 is a 5 lakhs plus N2 is 3 lakh into 0.60. Start. So this answer will be 25 plus 9 is 34 lakhs divided by 5 plus 1.8. It is 6.8. It is 5. EPS 1 2 will be 5. Let me see second question. Show the impact on EPS for the shareholders of two companies under both the alternatives. Let me find out profit of new both the companies shareholders. Sorry, shareholders profit in a form of earnings. Now, is the hint given? Show the impact on EPS. Yes, it is impact on EPS of the shareholders of two companies under both the alternatives. Is it all right? Let me find out first purchasing company. Shareholders of profit in terms of earnings of purchasing. Before, after, we have done n numbers of times. Let me do it in shortcut. What was the number of shares? 5 lakhs. What is the new EPS? 5. Minus, what is the old EPS? Is 5. 5 lakh multiplied by 0 will be 0. Remember our chart. If synergic gain is 0, if the profit's objective is earnings, the total profit will be 0. And if exchange ratio is based upon EPS, both the companies will be having a 0 profit. Shareholders of a selling company. It is not so easy over here. How many shares were of selling company was 3 lakhs. Multiplied by new EPS. New EPS is 5. But I cannot take a 5. Try to concentrate. Whenever it is selling company, I need to do equivalent EPS. 5 multiplied by 0.6. It is equivalent EPS of selling company. Sir, why we have not multiplied exchange ratio over here? Because that number of shares is remaining same. Is it alright? Minus, what was their old EPS was 3? Believe me, this answer will be also 0. Sir, I don't understood this. Let me explain in alternative. What was before merger? My position. 3 lakhs into 3, 9 lakh. That is total earnings. What is after merger position? This we have done n numbers of times. So this you should understand. 3 lakh. But now they are not issued 3 lakh shares. It is 0.6. This they are issued at the rate of rupees 5. And this will be also 9 lakhs. Before and after is 9 lakhs. So net profit and loss will be 0. If you just understand this, it is this multiplied by this, which is nothing but equivalent EPS of selling company. Is it alright? I have found out profit or loss of shareholders of selling company. Is it alright? Let me find out alternative to answer. One share of Cauliflower Limited. So one share of purchasing company for 2 shares of Cabbage Limited. So if Cabbage Limited shareholders are holding 2 shares, they will be getting 1 share. Mac, can you, Stuti, can you give me exchange ratio in alternative 2? Sachin? I think it is 0.5. Is it all? Or what you are getting is 1. If you are having 2, getting divided by having is also exchange ratio, which is 0.5. Believe me, the same answer is to be done with exchange ratio of 0.5. If exchange ratio is 0.5, EPS 1, 2 will be, numerator will remain same, that is 34 lakhs. Denominator will change, 5 lakh plus 3 lakh into 0.5. Which is 1 lakh, 6 lakh 50,000, 34 lakh divided by 6 lakh 50,000. It is 5.2307 5.2307. Gain to shareholders of purchasing company. Gain to shareholders of selling company. total. This is based upon earnings. This is also based upon earnings. Can anyone give me total answer? I don't want this answer right now. I want total answer. Any student can give me answer. What is total answer?
0.
It will be 0. Because synergic gain is 0. Alright. If the objective is earnings, if the exchange ratio is not based upon exchange ratio, the total profit will be 0. There will be profit to, this is lower than 0.6. So there will be profit to purchasing company, loss to selling companies, shareholders. Let me find to gain of shareholders of purchasing company. What were shares? 5 lakhs. What is new EPS? 5.2307. What was old EPS? 5. 5 lakh multiplied by 0.2307, which is 1,15,350. 1,15,350. Sir, before this we have done 8 questions and you were finding out gain of shareholders in another method. Agreed. It is same method in shortcut. What I was doing before, 5 lakh into 5. After, 5 lakh into 5.2307, and then I was finding out the difference. It is the same thing which I am doing, but I am doing it in short manner. Gain to shareholders of selling company. I want one student to help me out. Mac, you may help me out. It is 3 lakhs number of shares. Alright. New share, new EPS. Can you tell me? 5.2307. What was the old EPS? 3?
Old EPS is 3.
So I should deduct this 5.2307 minus 3, new minus old.
Multiplied by 0.5.
Multiplied by 0.5 to 5.2307 or 3?
Yes, correct.
It is correct. Is it all? Can you give me this rectangle answer? What is this? What is this termed as? Not in calculator. What is this termed as?
Equivalent EPS for selling company shareholders.
Equivalent EPS. Sir, before this, in 8 questions, you have done something else. Yes, I have done the same thing. Old EPS, 3 lakh into 3. New earnings, old earnings is 3 lakhs into 3. After merger earnings is 3 lakh into 5.2307 into 0.5. We were doing this 3 lakhs into 0.5 into 5.2307. So it is the same thing, but it is reduced to one line. And we have learned a new concept of equivalent EPS. Is it all right? It is 5.2307 multiplied by 0.5 minus 3 multiplied by 3 lakhs. It is 1,15,350. It was something else, but I am taking it 350. Is it all right? This is nothing but profit. No. Both cannot have a gain.
Sir, it is a loss.
It is a loss. It is negative, sure. This is loss.
Negative.
This is profit. And total answer will be 0. Correct. So these are the same questions that we have already done. Just the question is given in statement format. That's it. Otherwise, it is the same question that we have done before. We are going to 7.1.3. MK Limited is considering acquiring NN Limited. The following information is available. MK Limited is purchasing company. So here I am not drafting any question because it is given in table format, so I can easily see from here. NN Limited is a selling company. So everything is given, just EPS is not given. Let me also write down EPS over here. Alright. You need to write down in your examination in answer. This is I am writing in question. 60 lakh divided by 12 lakh is 5. 18 lakh divided by 3 lakhs is 6. Exchange of equity shares for acquisition is based upon current market value. So exchange ratio is based upon MPS. It is MPS of a selling company divided by MPS of purchasing company. MPS of selling company is 160 divided by 200 is 0.8. There is no synergy advantage available. Find out earning per share of MK Limited, that is purchasing company, after merger. They are telling me to find out EPS 12. In examination, preferably you should write down the formula. Here I have written n numbers of times, so I am not writing it again. EPS 12 is earnings of company 1, 60 lakhs, plus earnings of company 2, which is 18 lakhs. Synergic gain is 0 upon number of shares of company 1, 12 lakhs, plus 3 lakh into exchange ratio is 0.8. This is 78 lakhs divided by 12 lakh. 3 into 0.8 is 2.4, 14.4 lakhs. Tell me if I am making some calculation error. 3 lakh into 0.8 is 2.4, 2 lakh 40,000, and 12 lakh is 14 lakh 40,000. So this EPS 12 will be 78 divided by 14.4. It is 5.4167. 5.4167 is EPS 12. Alright. Find the exchange ratio so that shareholders of NN Limited would not be at a loss. Alright. Find the exchange ratio. So this is November 2010 question. Yes, this should be clarified, that find out the exchange ratio so that shareholders of NN Limited would not be at loss in form of market value or in form of earnings. Is it correct? Now, normally when profit and loss is denoted, I'm not talking about exchange ratio, but normally when profit and loss is denoted, understand, always a profit and loss is in terms of earnings and not in market value. Is it correct? So, try to concentrate. I'm writing my answer. Exchange ratio so that shareholders are not at a loss in a form of earnings. This is my assumption. Is it correct? Or write down clearly that this is my assumption. Is it correct? Now, if your fundamental is clear, believe me, there is no synergic gain. Shareholder does not want any loss. Is it all right? So neither of the shareholders wants the loss. Then exchange ratio should be based upon EPS. Remember today's first chart. If the objective of shareholders is earning per share, if the exchange ratio is based upon EPS, purchasing companies will, shareholders will be having profit of 0, selling company shareholders will be having profit of 0, and the total profit will be also 0. Let me even show you that. This is what we have done today in starting of the lecture. So, shareholders' objective is based upon earnings. Exchange ratio is based upon EPS. Synergic gain is 0. Total gain will be 0, and both company shareholders gain also will be 0. So, in this case, the exchange ratio should be based upon EPS so that not even purchasing and selling company, total profit also will be 0. Selling company shareholders will be having 0. Purchasing company shareholders will be having 0. Exchange ratio based upon EPS is EPS of selling company divided by EPS of purchasing company. EPS of selling company is 6 divided by purchasing company is 5. Is it alright? It is 1.2. This should be exchange ratio. Then in terms of earnings, purchasing company will be having 0 profit, selling company will be having 0 profit, and total profit will be also 0. This was answer number 1. This was answer number.
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes.
Shouldn't we write that it should be more than 1.2 because they are only asking about purchasing company. They are not, they are only asking about selling company. They are not saying that purchasing company should also not have a loss.
Alright. Can you draft the statement, Stuti, for me?
Sir, I think the answer should be
Exchange ratio should be
more than 1.2.
More than 1.2. More than or more than equal to?
More than or equal to. Okay.
More
so
than
they won't
or
be having a
equal
loss.
to. Is it all? Because at equal to 1.2, they will be having zero profit.
Okay.
At more than 1.2, you are absolutely correct. You will be having more profit. Is it alright? Selling company would be having more profit. Believe me, Stuti, this answer will give you more marks. If at some other place you have done some calculation mistake, paper checker will always feel that you know the conceptual idea of all the chapters. This is absolutely correct answer. Answer should not be 1.2. Exchange ratio should be greater than 1.2 so that NN Limited shareholders are not at loss. Sorry. This is a statement which should be required. Good, Stuti. Is it? This should be the statement which should be written. We are going to next question. It is 7.1.0. A Limited wants to acquire T Limited and has offered a swap ratio of 1:2, that is 0.5 for every one share of T Limited. T Limited is selling company, so they have just given that exchange ratio is 0.5. Following information is provided. So they have given profit after tax is nothing but earnings, equity shares outstanding 6 lakhs, EPS was not required but they have given 18 lakh divided by 6 lakh is 3. P ratio 10, MPS was not required, we can find out. 3 into 10 is 30, but they have given it. Required. Number 1, number of equity shares to be issued by A Limited, that is purchasing company, for acquisition of T Limited. All right. How many shares T Limited shareholders are having? 1,80,000. Per share, how many shares they will be given? 0.5. This is 90,000 shares will be issued to shareholders of T Limited. What is this? I'll tell you. It is N2 multiplied by exchange ratio. And this question I always ask to Mehak. Is it all? What is N2 multiplied by exchange ratio? And he always gives this answer. This will be the shares issued to selling company shareholders, and this shares will be of purchasing company. Is it all? 90,000 shares of A Limited will be given to shareholders of T Limited. This is what is asked. What is EPS of A Limited after acquisition? A Limited is purchasing company. They are telling me to find out EPS 1-2. Earnings of company 1 is 18 lakhs. Earnings of company 2 is 3.6 lakhs. Synergic gain they have not given. I will be taking it as 0. Divided by number of shares of purchasing company, which is 6 lakhs. Plus N2 into exchange ratio. I have already found out. It is 90,000. 0.9 lakhs. Start. This is 18 plus 3 is 21.6. 21.6 divided by 6.9. It is 3.1304. Which is EPS 1-2. This is question number 2. 3. Determine equivalent earning per share of T Limited. Equivalent earnings of a selling company. We have done question number 1, 2 and 3 based upon this concept only. It is EPS 1-2 multiplied by exchange ratio. What is EPS 12 is 3.1304 multiplied by exchange ratio is 0.5. 3.1304 multiplied by 0.5. It is 1.5652. 1.5652. I have asked this question to Mahek. Let me ask to Stuti. Stuti, can you give me answer? What is 1.5652?
Sir, it is the equivalent
EPS of selling company where it will be used.
Sir, it means that if we would be having same number of shares, that is after merger, before merger we would be having that number of shares.
Yes.
Then the EPS would be this.
All right. Your answer is correct. Is it all right? Logically, your answer is correct. But why this is found out is, if you want to find out profit and loss of selling company shareholders, how many shareholders share they were having? 1,80,000. What is their new EPS is 1.5652. What was their old EPS is 2, and you can directly find out profit or loss. Is it right? So this is a comparative figure. This is a comparative figure which can be directly compared with 2 because exchange ratio is already multiplied. Is it all right? So your logical answer is correct. Mathematically you are correct. But actually equivalent EPS is found out to compare it with old EPS. Equivalent EPS will be compared, and you can find out profit or loss of selling company shareholders. What is expected market price of A Limited after acquisition, assuming P multiple remains unchanged? Answer number 4. They are asking me MPS, market price per share, 12 will be is equal to EPS 12 multiplied by PE 12. What is EPS 12? I have already found out. 3.1304 multiplied by PE ratio of 12. They are saying assuming its PE multiple remains unchanged. So after merger only one company is alive, that is A Limited. What was its PE ratio? 10. So this also is 10, that is 31.304 rupees. That is MPS 12. Answer of question number 4. Determine market value of merged firm. Market value of merged firm. See, this can also be asked in this manner. Find out market cap of merged firm. It is one and the same. It is nothing but MPS 12 multiplied by number of shares of 12. MPS 12 is 31.304 multiplied by number of shares of 12 is this. Is it all right? I know this. It is 6,90,000. Is it all right? 6 lakhs old, 90,000 newly issued. That is 6,90,000. The answer will be 6,90,000 multiplied by 31.30. It is 2,15,99,760. Is nothing but market capitalization. So let me see whether my answer is correct or not. Yes. This is market value of merged firm. Sorry. Yes, this is end of your answer. In examination, you should not go beyond this. In classroom, I am going beyond this just to explain you logically. You should understand what is happening. Is it all right? So let us find out by market value concept this figure. What is market value of company 1? Let me write it down even. Not for exams. This is for understand. Yes, day before examination you can revise it. Alright. But in exam you should end your answer over here. Alright. What is the market value of company 1? It is 6 lakh into 30. It is 180 lakhs. What is market value of company 2? It is 1,80,000 into 14. Is it correct? 1,80,000 into 14. One lakh 80,000 into 14. It is 25 lakh 20,000. And try to concentrate what is synergic gain is 0. Then this two answers should match. This is 20,000 5 2 lakh 5,000 2 crore 5 lakh 20,000. Why these two answers are not matching? What is missing? Sachin, can you justify the missing figure? I think mic of Sachin is not working. Mahek.
Sir, I am in 6th turn actually, sorry.
No problem. Deepak, can you help me out?
Sir, I not know.
Alright, Stuti?
Sorry, even I am in previous, so.
Alright, no problem. I'll tell you what I'm telling because I need to do it. What is the difference is there is one more profit, which is earnings of previous company, that was this 3,60,000 was first multiplied by 7 to get the market value. But now this 3,60,000 was first multiplied by 7, now it is multiplied by 10. Is it all right? This is a difference of PE ratio multiplied by earnings of selling company, which will be the profit. Is it all right? It is 3,60,000 multiplied by 3, it is 10,80,000. This is 2 crore 5 lakh 20,000 plus 10 lakh 80,000. It is 2 crore 16 lakhs. Sir, there is a difference in answer. There is difference in answer because this we have not taken 10 up to 10 digits or 20 digits. Is it alright? We have rounded these figures. Is it alright? We have rounded off this figure. Even we have rounded off this figure. Is it alright? So it is just a rounding of error. Otherwise, if you do it in calculator and take all the decimals, then this answer will be exactly same. Is it alright? So you should be, this is not for your examination, but you should be understanding logically what is happening and why the market value is increasing. Fifth, XYZ Limited is considering merger with ABC Limited. XYZ Limited shares are currently traded at rupees 25. It has 2 lakh shares outstanding. And its earning after tax amount to 4 lakhs. ABC Limited has 1 lakh shares outstanding. Its current market price is 12.5 and its earning after tax is rupees 1 lakh. The merger will be effected by means of a stock exchange. ABC Limited has agreed to plan under which XYZ Limited will offer a current market value of ABC Limited shares. That is, exchange ratio will be based upon market value or market price of share. Is it alright? So I can find out EPS easily. I can find out EPS easily. Earnings divided by number of shares is 2. Earnings divided by number of shares is 1. I can even find out PE ratio if I want. It is MPS divided by EPS is 12.5. MPS divided by EPS is 12.5. Also they have given exchange ratio. Let me also find out exchange ratio. Exchange ratio is based upon market price. So MPS of selling company divided by MPS of purchasing company. MPS of selling company is 12.5 divided by 25. It is 0.5. 12.5 divided by 25. It is 0.5. Will be exchange ratio. This is what is given. What is the pre-merger earning per share and PE ratio of both the companies? I have already found out in my table. This is answer number 1. Answer number 2. If ABC Limited PE is 8, alright. If ABC Limited PE is 8, what will be its market price? Market price per share of ABC will be nothing but EPS of ABC multiplied by PE ratio of ABC. EPS of ABC is 1. PE ratio they are saying is now not 12.5. Now it is 8. Then market price of ABC will be 8 rupees. Then what will be the exchange ratio? Because exchange ratio is based upon market price. Market price of selling company is now 8 divided by 25. It is 8 divided by 25. It is 0.32. What will be XYZ Limited post-merger EPS be in this scenario? Not in this scenario. In this scenario, I need to find out post-merger EPS. EPS 1, 2. Earnings of company 1 is 4 lakhs. Earnings of company 2 is 1 lakh. Synergic gain is 0. Divided by number of shares of 2 lakhs. Plus 1 lakh into 0.32. This is 32,000. This is 2 lakh 32,000. 5 lakh divided by 2 lakh 32,000. Which is 2.1552. This is answer number 2. Answer number 3. What must be the exchange ratio of XYZ Limited pre-merger and post-merger EPS to be same? Third, if you want pre and post-merger EPS to be same, correct, then exchange ratio should be based upon EPS. Exchange ratio should be based upon EPS. Is it right? I will be taking EPS of this company 1 and 2. EPS of selling company divided by EPS of purchasing company, which will be nothing but EPS of selling company is 1, purchasing company is 2, is 0.50. That's right. I don't understand this answer. If you want a pre and post merger EPS of purchasing company to be same, why the exchange ratio should be based upon EPS? Meg, you have already done this. Can you answer me, or you are in 8th, 9th question?
Sir, what you asked, I'm in 8th question, but what have you asked?
Alright. In 3rd question, it is asked that your pre and post merger EPS of purchasing company should remain same. I say then the exchange ratio should be based upon EPS. Exchange ratio should be based upon EPS. Is it alright? Why exchange ratio should be based upon EPS if this is the question asked?
Because we want the EPS to remain same.
Because we want EPS to remain same. But I understand. EPS to remain same. Why exchange ratio should be based upon EPS? If exchange ratio is based upon EPS, can you tell me purchasing company's the shareholders profit in terms of earnings? Mac. Purchasing company's shareholders profit in terms of earnings if exchange ratio is based upon EPS and synergic gain is 0.
0.
It will be 0? Start it.
Both will be 0. Net profit will be 0.
Net profit will be 0. And I want purchasing company shareholder. And how you find out purchasing company's shareholders profit or loss? N1 into post-merger EPS. That is EPS 1-2 minus EPS 1. So this will be 0 when these two are equal. So they might ask you, find out the exchange ratio when purchasing company's shareholders is earning 0 profit. Or they might even ask you this question, find out the exchange ratio when pre and post merger EPS are same. Both are telling you same thing, find out exchange ratio based upon EPS. That's not it. This was answer number 3. It was end of this answer. 7.1.6. The following information is provided related to acquiring firm Mark Limited and target firm Mask Limited. This is selling target and acquiring firm is Mark. It is purchasing company. Earning after tax is given. Number of shares is given. PE ratio is given. Is it correct? EPS I can find out. Earning after tax divided by, it is the lakhs get cancelled, 100 get cancelled, this is 10. This will be 4. Start. MPS also I can find out. EPS multiplied by PE ratio. So MPS will be 100. This will be 20. Number 1. What is the swap ratio based upon market price? Exchange ratio based upon MPS. It is MPS of selling company divided by MPS of purchasing company. MPS of selling company is 20, purchasing company is 100. It is 0.20. Question number 1. Number 2. What is EPS of Mark Limited after acquisition? Number 2. EPS 1-2 is equal to earnings of company 1 2000 lakhs plus earnings of company 2 400 lakhs plus synergic gain is 0 divided by number of shares 200 lakhs plus 100 lakhs into 0.20. Sorry. This is 2400 lakhs divided by 200 into this is 20. So 220 lakhs. It is 10.9090. EPS. Third, what is the expected market price of Mark Limited, which is purchasing company, after acquisition, assuming PE ratio of Mark Limited remains unchanged? MPS 1-2 is equal to EPS 1-2 multiplied by PE ratio of 1-2. EPS 1-2 is 10.9090. PE ratio of 1-2 is not given. They have said that it remains the same. What was PE ratio before 10? It still remains 10. It is 109.090 rupees will be MPS 1-2. Determine market value of merge firm. It is MPS 1-2 multiplied by N12 is a market value of merge firm. MPS 1-2 is 109.090. N12 is denominator. It is 220 lakhs. It is 109.090 multiplied by 220. 109.090 multiplied by 220. It is 23,999.8. I am taking 24,000. Let's start it. This is market value of merged firm. Fourth, calculate gain or loss of shareholders of two independent company after acquisition. Gain or loss of purchasing company's shareholders. Gain or loss of selling company's shareholders. Now, here also they have not specified whether the gain or loss should be found out in terms of earnings or should be found out in terms of market value. They have not given. If they have not given, please understand this is 8 marks question. This 4 can be solved in 3 minutes. Find out both. Calculate gain or loss of shareholders of two independent companies after shareholders. Is it alright? In form of earnings. Let me find out first. In form of earnings. Is it alright? It is a number of shares of purchasing company, which is 200 lakhs. What was new EPS 12? It is 10.9090. Old EPS was 10. It is 10.9090 minus 10 multiplied by 200. It is 181.8. This is profit. Gain or loss of selling company's shareholders. How many shares they were holding? 100 lakhs. You need to find out equivalent EPS. What is equivalent EPS? 10.9090 multiplied by exchange ratio, which is 0.20. This is new one. Minus old EPS. Old EPS, they were having 4. It is 10.90 multiplied by 0.2 minus 4 multiplied by 100 lakhs. It is 181.8 negative. Loss of 181.8. We were knowing this. Alright. We were also knowing there will be profit for purchasing company. If you find out exchange ratio based upon earnings, it is less than it. So it will be profit and total will be 0. Alright. But if it is based upon market value, if it is based upon market value, is it alright? What was before? Let me find out in this manner only. Before, what were number of shares? 200 lakhs. What was market value before? 100. It is 20,000 lakhs. After they were holding 200 lakh shares at a rate of 109.090. 109.090 multiplied by 200. It is 21,818. 21,818 lakhs. It is 1818 lakhs profit in terms of market value. In terms of market value, selling company, how many shares they were having? 100 lakhs. What was their market value before? Market price was 2,000 lakhs. After 100 lakhs multiplied by 0.20, that is exchange ratio, multiplied by 109.090. So after there was 100 into 0.2 into 109.090, which is 2182. 2182 lakhs. It is profit of 182 lakhs. Total is 1818 plus 182 is the 2000 lakhs. Start. Total profit in terms of market value, in terms of earnings will be 0. If nothing is given, advisable, because you are having enough time to find out as per market value, as per earnings. I can even justify this 2000 lakhs. Start. That is nothing but gain to both the shareholders. Start. If you find out normal market value of merged firm, it is 24,000 lakhs. What is market value of first firm is 200 lakhs multiplied by 100, which is 20,000 lakhs. What is market value of a second firm before is 2,000 lakhs? Start. What is this? 22,000. But what is market value of merged firm? 24,000. Why? Because they both are also earning a profit of 2,000. So it is 24,000, which is nothing but this answer. Start. This you need not prove in your examination, but logically you should be knowing this. Start. This is 7.1.6. We are going to 7.1.7. Following information is provided relating to acquiring company Money Limited and target company Ratnam Limited. This is purchasing company. This is a selling company. EPS is given, number of shares is given, PE ratio is given. I can find out EPS because earnings divided by number of shares. This two will be cancelled to 10s are 20. This is 4. Start. MPS is 100. This is 20. What is swap ratio based upon MPS? Market value of selling company divided by market value of purchasing company is 0.20. What is EPS of Money Limited after merger? Earnings of company 1 2,000 lakhs plus earnings of company 2 4,000 lakhs divided by N1 is 200 plus N2 1000 into 0.20. It is again 200. So it will be 400 lakhs. Start. This is 6,000 divided by 400 lakhs. 6,000 divided by 400. It is 50. What is the expected market price of Money Limited after the acquisition, assuming its PE ratio is adversely affected by 10%? Answer number 3. What is MPS 12? Is nothing but EPS 12 multiplied by PE ratio of 12. EPS 12 is 15 multiplied by PE ratio should remain 10, but it is adversely affected by 10%. So 10 minus 10% is 9. Is it alright? Which is nothing but 130. Start. This is MPS 12. Determine market value of merged company. Number 4. Market capitalization is equal to MPS 12 multiplied by N12. MPS 12 is 135 and N12 is denominator, which is 400 lakhs. 135 into 400 lakhs, which is 54,000 lakhs. This is market capitalization. Calculate gain or loss for the shareholders of two independent entities due to merger. Start. 5. Gain or loss. Gain for purchasing company's shareholders. Gain for selling company's shareholders. Start it. Gain for purchasing company shareholders in form of earnings. What were number of shares before merger? 200. What is EPS after merger? 15. What was EPS before merger? 10. This is 1000 lakhs. Profit. What is gain to shareholders of selling company? How many shares they were having? 1000 lakhs. What is equivalent EPS? What was EPS? 4 into 0.2 is equivalent EPS minus what was their EPS? Sorry, it is not 4 into 0.2. It is new EPS. What is new EPS? 15 into 0.2 minus 4 will be is equal to minus 1000 lakhs. Total will always be 0 because there is no synergic gain. Then earnings, if you will find out, total should be 0. Sorry. Based upon market value. See, if I do with traditional method, it becomes easy. It is short also. It is not much longer. Let me find out in a new manner. Sorry. How many shares are there? 200 lakhs. What is MPS 12? 135. What was MPS 100? It is 35 into 200. It is 7,000 lakhs. Stop. Concentrate over here. Market value of selling company shareholders. How many shares they were having? 1,000 lakhs. I am finding out equivalent MPS. Sorry. What is equivalent MPS? What is new MPS? 135. But they hold only 0.2 shares for every share held. Minus. What was their current MPS? 20. This will be 135 into 0.2 minus 20 into 1000, that is 7,000 lakhs. Positive total will be 14,000 lakhs. Not important in examination. I always do one thing in each question which is not important. This is end of the question. All 5 questions I have asked, answered. I will be getting full 10 marks for this question. I am justifying this 14,000 lakhs. Please understand, if you know to justify 14,000 lakhs, you will always know how to calculate 14,000 lakhs. This is market value benefit of both the companies. But if synergic gain is 0, how both are having a total market value profit of 14,000 lakhs? Try to understand. There is a PE ratio benefit. What was selling company's earnings? 4,000. Let me do it with another color pen. 4,000. Which was first multiplied with a PE ratio of 5. But now it is multiplied with a PE ratio of 9, not 10, 9. Is it alright? This is 4,000 into 4, which is 16,000. positive, which is profit, etc. But there was earnings of 2000, which was first multiplied by 10 because their previous PE ratio was 10. But now the PE ratio is 9. Start. This will be 2000 negative. Net will be 14,000 positive, which is reflected in this. Sir, we need not find out market value of synergic gain. No, because synergic gain is 0. Because synergic gain is 0. So I know even to justify this answer, finding out this answer becomes extremely easy. This is question number 5 that we have solved. Start. Alright, we are going to 7.1.8. Alright, we'll be doing C 7.1.8 in next lecture. Start.